End of. It all started the night I moved into my new apartment. I had just graduated college and found a tiny studio in a quiet part of the city. The rent was cheap, and the landlord seemed friendly enough. He handed me the keys, gave me a quick tour, and mentioned in passing that the previous tenant had moved out suddenly, leaving some furniture behind. "Probably just didn't like the place," he shrugged. I didn't think much of it. The first week was uneventful. I unpacked my boxes, set up my bed, and arranged my small living space. Nights were quiet, with only the faint hum of traffic outside. But then, I started noticing small things I couldn't explain. At first, it was subtle. Items slightly out of place. A book on the counter that I was sure I left on the shelf. My shoes moved from one corner to another. I blamed myself, thinking maybe I was forgetful or tired after work. Then came the noises. It started as soft tapping at night, like someone was running their fingers along the walls. I assumed it was the building settling or a neighbor walking past. But the tapping became more deliberate. At first, it was once or twice, just enough to make me glance toward the hallway. Then, it happened while I was home during the day. I would be cooking or doing laundry, and I'd hear a knock at my bedroom door, soft, like someone gently rapping. But whenever I opened the door, there was nothing there. One night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of breathing in my living room. I froze, my heart pounding. I lived alone. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911, whispering into the receiver that someone was in my apartment. I tiptoed to the living room, ready to confront whoever or whatever it was. But the room was empty. My laptop was open on the coffee table, though I was sure I had shut it before bed. On the screen was a single file, titled, "I See You." I didn't sleep that night. I left all the lights on, sitting on my bed with my phone clutched in my hand, waiting for sunrise. The next morning, I called the landlord and asked if anyone had access to my apartment. He looked at me strangely. "No," he said. "I don't have spare keys. No one should be in there." I showed him the laptop file, but he shrugged it off, suggesting it could have been a virus or some kind of prank. I wanted to believe him. I really did. But then it escalated. I started noticing shadows. At first, it was in the corners of my eyes, fleeting glimpses as I walked across the room. Then I saw them clearly. A dark figure standing near the kitchen counter, just watching me. It didn't move when I blinked, didn't react when I made noise. It was like it existed only to observe. I tried recording with my phone, thinking I could prove I wasn't losing my mind. But the footage was always corrupted. Files would disappear, cameras would shut off. Sometimes, I would catch brief flickers of a person in the corner of the frame, only for it to vanish when I looked directly at the screen. I started hearing whispers. At first, unintelligible, soft murmurs that I thought were my imagination. Then words formed. "My name. Mark. Mark. Come here." I would freeze, heart pounding, blood running cold, and the sound would stop. But it never failed to come back later that night, always closer, always more insistent. One morning, I woke to find my apartment ransacked. Drawers open, items thrown to the floor, but strangely nothing was stolen. My laptop was on the bed, open to a new file titled, "You Can't Hide." That night, I slept on the couch, lights on, but I felt watched. I felt the air move behind me, like someone breathing down my neck. I began to notice patterns. The disturbances happened every night at exactly 3:17 a.m. The shadows appeared in the same places. The whispers repeated the same words. It was deliberate, methodical. Whoever or whatever was in my apartment wasn't random. It was organized. I stayed in the apartment for almost 2 months, hoping it was just stress, exhaustion, paranoia. But one night, it became undeniable. I woke up to my bedroom door creaking open. The figure was there, standing silently, a silhouette of a man, taller than me. I froze, hard in my throat, unable to move. He tilted his head, as if inspecting me. Then he vanished, right through the wall. I packed immediately the next morning. I handed the keys back to the landlord, trying to explain what happened. He didn't say much, just gave me my deposit back. I moved to a new place, hoping to forget. But I kept checking the news, searching online, and I learned something chilling. The previous tenant, who had suddenly moved out, hadn't moved out at all. He had disappeared, no trace, and the apartment had been empty for months before I moved in. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was stress, sleep deprivation, or urban legends getting to me. But sometimes, late at night, I get a notification on my phone. A single new file with no sender. I don't open it. I never do. Because when I do, it always says the same thing. I see you.